Hi, this is Boss I here once again with another tank to show you. Today we're looking at my M6, the Tier 6 American Heavy Tank right off the tech tree. But before I begin, I want to make it clear that I do not consider myself a master of this game, a great player, or a unicum as some might say. I am neither of those. I consider myself to be the average experienced player. Now, most of what I've learned from playing for 2 years comes from the painful process of trial and error. But I also played with a lot of experienced players who are better than me, so I've learned through them as well. Now, the videos I post highlight the fun times I've had with the game, but I also want my videos to be educational, especially for the newbies who are still learning how to play. Now, it can be a frustrating process. Believe me, when I started this game, I was frustrated over and over again. Hopefully, my videos will make your learning process a lot easier, and you'll be able to enjoy World of Tanks. The video you're about to see was recorded in 2018, a few months after I had started playing. At that time, I was still learning how to play heavies, and I had reached Tier 6. And even though I have one mark of excellence on my gun in this video, I was still a relative newbie. So let's review the video and come up with do's and don'ts of how to play a heavy in Ensk. Now, I do good things and bad things in this video, so I'm going to spot them and talk about them as we watch. It's an encounter battle in Ensk. Our main objective is to either destroy the enemy completely or capture the base by the 4-5 line and EF line, E4, E5. The first thing you should be doing while the countdown is happening is making your plans. And since I'm top tier, if you're a top tier heavy in Ensk, do go to the city, especially if there are 2 artillery on the opposing side. The longer you stay around the 890 line, and then the bigger your chances of getting hit by artillery or by a TD, a tank destroyer. You're in an M6 heavy. You are a big target. You have very low concealment values. They will spot you easily. Unless you're behind a building, you will get hit. And you see a big portion of our team is still out there in the field hiding behind buildings. You could do that too, but the risk is greater. Our chances of winning this game becomes better when we take control of the main city. So here I am parking right by the base. Now I'm smart enough and experienced enough at this point not to take the base. Why? First off, the base offers little cover, so you're an easy target. Also, you're announcing to the team where you are, and that's exactly what this Churchill did. And hence, I just waited for someone to do that silly mistake and fire upon him. The bad thing about him is he's a lower tier. He should know that a Tier 6 heavy would be inside the city, and that he's announcing to that Tier 6 heavy with a better gun and better armor that I am here, a big fat target, you can hit me. Another rule is know where your allies are around you while you traverse around the city. Move according to that, to their positions. I can see that I'm with a tank on my left, a medium tank, and down the road, a heavy tank is engaged with a medium tank. One of ours versus theirs. The probability of that T1 heavy winning is very high, so I'm not too worried to be in a rush. But I know that there's another heavy coming up to engage our Tier 5, a KV-1S. Now, I've fully researched this tank by this time, and I'm carrying that Tier 7 gun. And so that's why the KV-1S was an easy target for me to destroy. Now look what happened to our team outside. A lot of them disappeared. I wonder why. Well, maybe because they didn't follow the first rule, which is to get cover. Now, I know that heavy is still behind me, so I still have support. That is a do. And we're facing a tier 6 tank destroyer. Don't sit in front of him like I'm doing right now. He can just turn and blast me away. He's fighting that sentinel. If it weren't for that sentinel, the wrong thing to do, as what many newbies would do, would be sit right in front of a TD. The mistake that sentinel did was charge, not knowing where the support was. And his support was me and the other heavy. Hence he was destroyed by the VK, which just went left. Always stick around a partner when you can around the buildings. Now this VK is firing at me. The wrong thing I'm doing here, the first time I faced him, was I didn't wait for my reticle to stop shrinking. You have to do that. The smaller your reticle, the more accurate your gun will be. VK decides to face me. I know, as a tier 6, my armor's better than his. Even though he's taking shots at me and penning me, I do have better armor than he does, and my gun is stronger than his. Last tank standing is their Artie. Well, you know where the Artie is. I do not want to get shotgunned or blasted by the Artie. The T1 Heavy, who's my backup, spots him. And what does he do? He does a don't. He exposes his tank to Artie fire, knowing that the Artie's aimed at him already. He tries to sneak in a shot and gets killed. Now I know that Artie is probably still facing the T1, thinking that I would show up right behind him. But I'm not that silly. And so I check, he's still looking there, I sneak in a shot, he shoots me, misses. I know I shot first, so I'll get my next shot off first and destroy him. And that's how we win the game. There are ways to figure out if an Artie or a TD is facing you around a corner without exposing your tank. It's by going straight to the corner and turning either your turret or your whole tank, if your tank doesn't have a turret, around so you can peek to see without exposing any part of your tank if that Artie or TD is facing you. If it is, don't try to shoot him. This only works if he is still being spotted by someone. If he's still lit, basically. And here are the end stats. I dealt 1,895 worth of damage, no assisted, that's okay. I got 5,235 worth of XP because it's a 3 times XP, my first win of the day during a special event. And I landed on the top. Not too bad for Noobie. I was about 2 months into the game, 2 to 3 months into the game, when this battle happened. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you learned something. Try to remember the do's and don'ts if you're running a heavy in Ensk. Thank you. See you around.